Alright. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Project Hexagon stream. My name is Gami Criolla. Joining me in the commentary booth, our lovely Hitpula, Mirage Fire, Perry Criolla, and Aquatic 3. You know what you guys are here for. It is the finals Mappool showcase. But before we begin, Mirage, any opening words from you as our Hitpula?
I am sorry.
Alright, crazy stuff. I mean, you guys already know the drill, don't need to belabor any longer. Some crazy matches happened this week, but of course that's not what you're here to see. Let's jump straight into the No Mod 1.
Okay. Starting off with No Mod 1.
Woo, sissy!
Yeah, exactly. Well, you see, we have to give the VTuber fans also some love as well, so we decided to pull a Suisei map this week for No Mod 1. Alright, let's go over it real quick. First of all, finals pool. This is a 5.65 pool SR type of pool. So our No Mod 1 is precisely as well 5.65, absolutely calculated. Map stat wise, this is about 3 minutes in drain, AR 9.2, OD 8.8, 176 BPM, which is pretty low, or like slightly on the lower side, I guess, but yeah, this week will be back to your normal, comfortable, lovely aim No Mod 1.
Yep, with a banger song to accompany it as well, Moonlight Speed by Midnight Grand Orchestra. I mean, Suisei's voice, you know it, if you're me, you hate it, but you know, I'm sure most people, especially Long3270, love it. This is the pool where I think a lot of players will start getting higher star capped. I know in the semi-finals pool, we already saw some semblance of higher star abuse, but I think a lot of countries coming to this point will start to really feel the burn on higher star. So yeah, this is going to be the first of many maps that will be testing your skill cap on the mechanics. And of course, this map being a very, very basic aim training really sets a precedent for, you know, the comfort and the level of consistency that you need on this map. This is on the shorter side of our No Mod 1s, I believe, coming in at just a bit over 3 minutes, but at the end of the day, who's really counting?
Nah, dude, this will be considered long.
Oh, my bad, gangster. My bad, gangster.
I'm done, man. 3-minute maps are considered long nowadays, and I'm so sad. Yeah, to be fair, last week's No Mod 1 was about 2 minutes and 30 seconds in drain time, so this is actually slightly longer. And yeah, it seems like we have more VTuber fans than we do have K-pop fans.
Nope, King of Lim is crashing out. Look at this guy. Point and laugh at this user. Yes, chat. We have an amateur map in pool. Absolute shocker. If only we had an amateur map somewhere else. God damn it.
Man, I wasn't say that, but I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that.
Man, that's rough, man. That's rough.
I literally had to stop myself from saying that.
Nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever know about the rejected, about what could have been, as they like to say. But with the map coming to its tail end, this is a speedy No Mod 1, and let's move straight into the No Mod 2. Okay, I said that a bit early.
A little bit early.
With the No Mod 1 coming to its close, a speedy end to this No Mod 1, let's jump straight into the No Mod 2, which is going to be True Blue by DJ Taka featuring Aimi.
Oh boy. This week's No Mod 2, I'm gonna get cooked in some ways.
Hey, it's not Lionheart.
It's not Lionheart, but I've seen people theorize about our next pool, given that our semifinals pool No Mod 2 was 195 BPM. This should be 200, right? Well, who's gonna tell them that our No Mod 2 this week is actually 164 BPM? Yes, you heard that right. Alright, let's talk about
speed players. I'm dying. Speed players all over the world are crying, seething.
Someone ping Edex.
They're probably dying, but yeah, let me get over the map stats real quick. Alright, 164 BPM, that's already mentioned. Very low BPM, No Mod 2 streams this will be more focused on the flow and stamina part. As you can already tell, it has been non-stop tapping in the background as we were talking. The drain time is only 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Don't be misled by the length. It's not 4 minutes. About half of the map is actually cut at the end, so you don't even need to skip an intro. It's just the end that's being cut away. So yeah, the actual drain time is 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Other than that, stats are pretty standard. AR9, CS4, OD 8.5. But yeah, the flow and stamina will be really tested this week on the normal 2.
Yep, as you mentioned that Mirachi jumped into our KI, and this is where the spacing gets real. I mean, angle changes, even some element of reading the lore on this map. I mean, for the flow in players, for the flow out players, this is definitely going to be a wet dream for them, if I do say so myself as a flow out player. I mean, the entirety of this KI is super consistent in its difficulty. Really, if you're not comfortable on these kinds of patterns, especially on the 160 BPM of this map, Cough Cough 8X, map is definitely going to be a challenge for you. But I think this map honestly only has one disk spike, so I mean, it's definitely easier said than done, but as long as you're able to hit this entire section, including that burst, that incredibly spaced pattern, that incredibly spaced disk spike over there, I mean, you are eating well, but you know, the question is whether you'll be able to do that in match, especially under the pressure of nerf. But yeah, after that KI, we get taken straight back into our standard 164 BPM consistency. Nothing much to say about as we near the last eighth of the map.
Yep, flow is the name of the game this time around. I'm sure some number 2 players will be disappointed given that we went pretty hard on the speed this last week, but this is likely complete reverse. But yeah, we'll see.
Rainbow by Violence spitting absolute facts here. Speed starts at 168 BPM. So real. And yeah, with that, we come to the end of No More 2. And you know, we have to pay our K-pop tax every week. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump straight into New Jeans Ditto. A very, very famous song on this No More 3. And this is a Gabby Crayola replay. Any Gamili fans in chat? No?
No
Okay,
one,
I'm
no
sorry.
one. Absolutely no
And the
one.
crowd goes silent.
Including your own girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's kind of sad, but
Harry hates me.
so yeah, let's talk about number 3, everyone. It is K-pop, as I
right.
previously spoiled earlier already on the generals chat. Yeah, this week's number 3 will be back to Snap Alt. It's pretty snappy, trust me. 134 BPM, AR 9.2, and about 2 minutes and 30 seconds of drain time, so not a relatively short map if you consider 230 short. Yeah, replay by Gammy, but as you can see, he lost to the other replayer that I guess had in the past. Loser.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh,
He lost to
hell
Messi,
nah.
apparently, but
Aura lost.
Hell
Aura
nah.
lost.
Aura lost,
Aura
bro.
lost. Man, I should really delete some of the older replays I did for older
No, this is history. This is ancient history.
I don't even
Anyways.
know what that is. Anyways.
I think this map was... I think when I first played this map, my initial reaction to it was, holy crap, why is this so hard? This map doesn't look that hard when you're looking at it from a replay standpoint, but some of these cut patterns, some of the spacing on some of these patterns are really, really intensive. Especially the angle changes that we're gonna see in this KI. The off KIs are more flow intensive, you know, it's more cut pattern intensive. Meanwhile, these KIs really, it's all about these sharp angle changes. It's all about these weird slider into circle patterns that are very easy to shit miss on. I think I found myself finding a few misses on my first few attempts of this map. So yeah, this map pretty rough. And I'm gonna be excited to see if I'm gonna be pretty excited to see how players hold their combo on this. Yeah, no, that is my reaction. Literally my reaction, Gabby. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's actually perfect. I won't lie. Well, general reaction from the chat is what I'm seeing is that people actually like this one, unlike the our previous K-pop songs. Or at least it's more positive. Like, let me put it that way.
Okay, well, to be fair, of all the K-pop songs that we played, this is probably my least favorite.
Wow.
I am
Guess
the
what?
New Jeans hater of all time, bro. The only New Jeans song that I like is Right Now, and that is only because of the GT2 that Blue Child mapped in 6WC. Alright, and with the final KI coming in, I mean, oh, these patterns, very, very crazy. But that is going to be the end of this No Mod 3. And it's gonna be the last K-pop map that we have in the pool, I believe. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited to announce this No Mod 4.
Oh.
Alright, ladies, do you know this map called Hypnotize? Do you know this map called Schwenk Death Wish? Do you know the set owner of that? We invited them to do a custom for 6 APC and they delivered, ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you guys another Schwenk custom. It's gonna be Schwenk Null No Mod 4 by the one, the only Titty. Let's jump straight into it.
Oh my god, everyone. Well, Gami did an incredible job of introducing the map already, and trust me, this map is it's something. It's something truly terrifying for this rank.
It's something.
Alright, let's get down to it. 240 BPM, you are not mistaken. Drain time 2 minutes 30 seconds. AR 9.2 OD8, and this is classified as rhythm slider tech. Why the rhythm? Because this actually changes in BPM later. It will go down to, I think it was around 190 BPM or something like that. It's really hard to tell, but yeah, this is
That's pretty hot. That's pretty hot.
this is crazy. This is crazy hard.
We had some issues with the map initially because it was so difficult to act, so we had to have Titty to nerf it. And even though there was a nerf, I still think this map is incredibly demon. There are a lot of BPM changes that will definitely catch you off guard. We are getting into the more alternate heavy section on this map, and don't be fooled. The real difficulty of this section is going to be the bus sliders at the end of these flow patterns. Very, very rough. And now we get into the slide attack portion of the map. This is where reading triumphs above all else. This is where you need to be able to keep your focus on the map because it is so easy to find that shit miss, find the act drops everywhere across the board. And yeah, we come into our halfway section, the final calm before the storm. But after this, it's full thrust into the KIN in Titty fashion, if I do say so myself. The map definitely heats up.
Yeah, this week's No More 4 will be especially rough on the accuracy. Don't worry about Perry assessing halfway through the map. This is definitely not realistic.
Oh, I can't wait for people to miss on that shit.
Yeah, well, at least not a slow slider, you know?
Yep, here we go. Final KI, all about the slider aim, all about the bus sliders. Holding your combo, especially if you're sight reading, which I hope nobody is on this map. Dear God, this map is so brutal. But under nerves as well, this section can be so scary to hit. And the song definitely does not do this map any favors whatsoever. But yeah, with the map coming to a close, once again, huge shoutouts to Titty for the incredible map, as well as huge shoutouts to Spawny for the help with timing this map. Definitely a doozy of a map and a doozy of a production nonetheless. And with that, we come to the end of Schwenk Null. What a map. I can't wait to see this getting played this week. I am so excited.
I can't wait to see you get it banned.
I can't wait to see it. We can't keep glazing Titty for long. We need to move on to our No Mod 5. And for the first time, what? It's not an overpulled No Mod 5, that's right. Me and Philoxon found this map. It's gonna be the Coming of Fire Shadow of Intent. And this map, some fun fact behind the scenes, was actually found by me and Philoxon when we were on a speed hunt. We were looking through Nebura's song list, and we just happened to chance upon this absolute, pun not intended, fire of a map.
Well, it is in fact a really good map, and well, everyone, it is No Mod 5 time. We have a actual speed map in this going forward from here. This is 210 BPM. stamina, speed, and unlike the No More 2, this one has, as far as I'm aware at least, barely any flow. Or it should at least. And it will test you for about 3 minutes and 26 seconds in drain time, which is currently the longest map in the normal pool. Kind of crazy. CS 3.7, a little bit more on the generous side, AR 9.1, but OD is very close to 9, so this is actually pretty hard to act. Yeah, other than that, this is your pretty classic no mod 210 BPM speed test for this week.
Yeah, a bit on the lower side of speed, you know, 210 BPM. I mean, the speed players will say that this is basic stamina, but, you know, speed starts at 160 BPM, if you know what I mean. A lot of 5-node bursts, a lot of longer bursts happen all throughout this map. And as we get into the KI, we're gonna see a lot more where that came from. And really, the main challenge of this map is going to be that stamina aspect. You know, to compensate for the overall lack of stamina in that No More 2, this No More 5 definitely comes in and fills in that gap, albeit with a much higher BPM threshold. Speed in Gamili pool, like, okay, it's rare. I know, like, I am the token PR for Project Hexagon, but I'm not the one doing these pools, for the record, alright? I have no say in these pools. In fact, I was the one who found the speed map. But yeah, just really your standard No More 5, the No More 5 of all time. I believe this map is actually 2,300 combo if I'm not wrong. So yeah, very stamina intensive map. And really, it's very consistent as well. It's gonna constantly be, if at the very least, these 5-node bursts just throughout the map.
It's pretty relentless for sure, and again, it's really long as well. So you need to have that consistency for sure. This is the consistency map of the No Mod pool, well, everyone.
Relentless, like reference to relentless current.
Yeah.
No, okay, everybody hates me, I guess. Nobody likes me.
I'm sorry.
We hate Caustics in the 6 APCs commentary VC chat. Why was I thinking the same thing? You know, I got you, Nobi. I got you, Nobi.
Oh my god.
But yeah, enough stalling. Enough stalling. Come on, the map is. Yep, they keep screaming. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the map is pretty long.
I love Rob.
But
the map is. I mean, it's not the longest thing that we've seen, right? And the main thing about this map is gonna be how much combo is amassed during the runtime. But yeah, that is going to be the No Mod 5. And ladies and gentlemen, No Mod 6. I think a lot of people are gonna know this one, Mirage. So you guys like Sputnik? Yep, it's gonna be an ILL map. That's right, Vanguard 3, No Mod 6. Our first rhythmic gimmick map of APC. I'm sure a bunch of people are familiar with this map, and if you are, you should be all too familiar with IL songs, and you should already know what this map is all about.
Yep, great introduction as always, but yeah, if you thought it's been pretty hard to act these last two maps already, given like No More 5 was OD9 and like we had the Rhythm No More 4, well, hello everyone, we have a Rhythm No More 6 this week. Let's go over the stats real quick, everyone, right? I mean, BPM is kind of irrelevant, but it's 170, CS 4.2, AR 8.7, so it's a little bit lower than 9, OD 8. It's about 2 minutes in drain time, so it's a bit on the shorter side. Wow, we have a short pool. It's a bit on the shorter side, but
thank God, bro.
Yeah, the rhythm aspect of this map will be the main contender, as well as the finger control though. We haven't really had that much finger control yet in this pool, or at least so far. So this map will definitely pick up the slack when it comes to finger control and rhythm control, and well, rhythm sense.
Yeah, that's right. Accuracy players are going to be eating good on this map. This is... I mean, if you thought the No Mod 4 was hard to act, you haven't even seen this No Mod 6. This stuff is just so brutal on your accuracy. Even seasoned act players will tank on this map. It's sort of like ILL style, right? Where you sort of need to memorize these maps if you want to hold good accuracy on them. which is the rough part about it.
Yeah, these are considered like rhythmically complex, or rhythmically more complex like songs, because it's a little bit hard to predict what's coming next.
Yep. But yeah, with that is gonna be the No 6, and with that, and we will be jumping straight into our hidden pool, kickstarting it with a banger as always. It's gonna be Indoor K Nara Track Maker, the Curry Rice remix by Yunomi and Nikamok. This is one of my favorite maps. I think this is one of my suggestions as well. And I can't wait to see this map getting played in tournament. Mirage, take it away.
According to the pooling sheet, it says Hoyin, but
Fuck you, Mirage.
I'm sorry. Don't ban me. Anyways, alright, this week's hidden one will be awkward aim, and unlike last week, this is actually just pure awkward aim. This is about 100, well, realistically 200 BPM, but it says 100. But CS4, AR9, OD8, pretty standard stuff, pretty standard HD1 stats. And honestly, this week we just went with a banger, and I won't even lie about it. Yeah, just your standard, very classic, like, awkward aim, as well as some, like, yeah. Those were some incredibly awkward aim patterns, and a little bit of, like, well, that's just because of the nature of the song, but also some slow downs and fast ups, or speed ups, I mean. Other than that, should be a pretty comfortable HD1 though, overall.
Sounds such a banger.
Alright.
Hello.
Hello. I am back from my break. This map is really rough on its off KIs as well, I think. There's a lot of tapping control that doesn't look too difficult until you realize, wait, all of those like notes are all tapped in the same time. So your snap needs to be as fast as possible if you don't want to find like unlucky shitness on this. And when you take into account, of course, the hidden on this map, that reading aspect is of course elevated to take it to a whole nother level. But yeah, getting back into the swing of things, you know, that this spike out of the way, gonna jump into the quick build up before it's awkward aim galore, and go straight back into the action.
We're getting into slightly more tech section here as well. It's not straight up tech, but it's like, maybe not with this diff actually. I remember the other diffs, or at least the low one, had like a really sick tech section here. There's some
I think I know what you're talking about actually. This section focuses a bit more on like the big aim contrast, and you know, of course, the hidden reading as well.
Yeah, I do think the slider velocity increased in that like section, but I wouldn't go as far as to say that's tech. It's just a slider velocity increase, and that's kind of about it, honestly. At most, it will hurt your act a little bit, but yeah.
Alright, and with that, let's move on to the hidden 2. This is, of course, I have no, I never touched this whatsoever. I hate this map as much as the next guy. But yeah, let's go into Fallen Leaves by Nekomata Master. Mirage, take it away. I hate this hidden 2.
Alright, everyone. Do you remember
big CS in my map?
Do you remember quarterfinals? Do you remember those big CS HD2? Yes, we're bringing it back, and this time around, this is terrifying to play. Alright, this is AR 7.8, CS2, and OD 7.8, and drain time is about 2 minutes. Or slightly lower than 2 minutes, my bad. But yeah, this week's hidden 2 will be a lot more on the reading aspect again, as you can already see it with these crazy overlaps. Yeah, this map is the last map you want to sight read at all. With the lowered AR and like the crazy overlaps, yeah, this map definitely will require some practice for a lot of players.
Yeah, definitely one of the most reading intensive hidden 2s that we've seen thus far in APC, and it's about time, honestly. A lot of overlap patterns, a lot of perfect stacks that are very easy to trip up on. I think we just saw a very difficult pattern to hit right before this KI, and even now we're getting into where the overlaps really come in. And if you're not comfortable on Hidden 2, this map is going to be a nightmare for you. But if it helps, map is lower than 2 minutes long. It is less than 2 minutes long. Very, very short, 1 minute 45-second map. So, the suffering won't be too prolonged, but this map is definitely very consistent in its difficulty. And, if you're comfortable on this, you're gonna it's gonna be really, really easy for you to get a good score. But if you struggle on AR8 consistently, no amount of 2-minute long maps will save you from being forced to fill. But yeah, that is going to be the Hidden 2. And ladies and gentlemen, we're moving into the Hidden 3. Not custom this time, but definitely one of CDC's favorite maps in the pool. In fact, I think Emerald Aegis ranked this the highest ranking on his playtester feedback. It's gonna be Ka Victory Sense by Fairy.
Yep, this week's Hidden 3 will be, unlike last week, will be on the tech side of things. At least flow tech. This is 155.
Gamili favorite pool.
This is 155 BPM though, so this is pretty low on BPM, but yeah, this is pretty flow heavy. AR 9.2, OD 8.3, CS4, pretty standard stuff. Again, about 2 minutes and wow, hey, we have a really short pool. About 2 minutes in drain time, and yes, as you can already tell, this is a pretty flow heavy hidden 3. Unlike last week's swing ult, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was swing ult.
Yep, we're jumping straight into the KI, and here is where you learn the name of the game is ult tech. All about these snap patterns, all about these sliders. And of course, the map very consistent in its difficulty, the KIs in particular, shining far above the rest of the map. And overall it's kind of similar to what we saw in Energy Synergy Matrix, where it's slider a bit of circle tag mixed in with a bit of slider tag, and overall it just makes for a very, very fun map. I mean, it is a Fairy map. Everybody loves Fairy. Just well known for their incredible ult tech and just incredible tech stuff all around in 5WCs, in just normal 20 customs, even in OWC. Fairy is just a goat. We love Fairy.
Fairy enjoyers here.
Only Fairy enjoyers. And it'd be crazy if Fairy was doing something for another tournament. Wink, wink.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Why are we dropping so many hints?
What? We are not hosting anymore after this tournament. I don't know what you mean.
Oh yeah, no.
Unlucky.
I'm
Thank
tired.
God.
Wow.
This song follows such a typical BMS like composition style. Do you hear Assault Taxi in this song?
I actually do. I actually do. Are they,
Yeah, exactly,
Are they from
bro.
same? They're not from the same composer though, are they?
Let me check. No, it's not. It's by Asa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just sounds very similar. But yeah, with that, we come to the end of our hidden pool, and let's move on to our hard rock pool. It's gonna be Koronaruki by Azusa Tado Koro. GG pronunciation. So like, Flare, how you wanted HD1 streams now, we found the streams.
Yeah, we found the streams.
Yeah.
We found the streams in a different
No,
mod
yeah.
pool, but yeah.
Oh no, I hate fucking shit. Skill set.
Anyways, as you already heard from our reaction from our lovely replayer Perry Crayola, even though she did the replay. Welcome to Hard Rock 1, everyone. 189 BPM, so basically 190. 3 minutes in drain time. CS 5.2, AR 10, OD 10. This is obviously all applied after Hard Rock. And the name of the game, yes, it is streams. We love streams. But yeah, to bridge the gap between Nomad 2 and Nomad 5 a little bit, which was the difference of like 164 BPM and 210, we have something that is like sitting right in between those. It's 190 BPM here, and so you won't have to choose between speed or basically ult. You have something that is in your comfort zone, and well, it's in your comfort zone, assuming you can play HR at least. So
Hard Rock streams pussy shit skill set.
I mean, to be fair, these hard rock streams aren't that intensive. They're mainly going to be focused on your tapping and how comfortable you are in acting these patterns, right? Because it's not like they're some crazy flow. A lot of these streams are very linear and very easy to hit, even on the hard rock.
I think
And
it's a lot of like how stable is your tapping? Because I know as someone who's like a really unstable tapping player.
Okay, yeah, but he's still going to FC. He's still gonna FC, bro. Inex Madrike is not missing on this shit.
Yeah. No, I mean like
Anyway.
if you Inex's tapping is extremely stable. My tapping is not stable, and like as a result, you just end up going out of control on streams. Like just when you are on let's say lower OD, you have like the backup where if you go out of control, you still end up hitting it. You don't actively hit it. Here you have to act it. Like there's no you can't just like fucking reball it.
Yeah, and I guess as well the AR definitely doesn't do any favors, right? Because a lot of it becomes more reactionary, where you rely less on the music to dictate your key presses, which is where that difficulty in hard rock comes. But anyways, moving away from the map, can I just say, always count on the hard rock ones to be absolute bangers. I don't think we've had a single non-banger hard rock one this entire tournament. Like last week we had what, a passcode song.
Actually, yeah. I don't think.
And then the week before, High Touch Memory, just gas, and then Climax Breaker in round of 16, and then of course we had Ignatius. Like all of these songs have been really good.
Well, just like the mod name suggests, I guess hard rock. Well, they're not that. Not
Man, get out! Get out! Get out!
I'm getting out. Okay, goodbye everyone.
Never let this man cook. This is
it's
why
the end of the
Mirage Fire
showcase.
quick commentary.
Don't quit.
Why Mirage Fire quick commentary? Yep. But yeah, with that, that's gonna be the end of our Hard Rock 1. What a way to end such a stellar song. And we jump into... you know, it's sort of in the same vibe as what Hidden 2 presents, unironically. It's gonna be Green Tien by Hyun. I mean, I wouldn't say that this map is well known, but it's definitely known. I think this is from Map. I saw this from Map.
You did?
It feels like a map. Like
Yes,
this feels like a
I've
map
seen
song.
this in Map.
Like look at the background. Look at the background.
And look at the mapper, it's Cup Domino.
Oh shit.
But yeah, this week's no more to my ad. This week's Hard Rock 2
What?
Precision. CS 6.5, AR 10, OD 10 again after Hard Rock. Drain time is about 2 minutes, 165 BPM, so on the low side of things. And to be completely honest with you, I low-key forgot what this kind of map was.
Bro, it's like all of these maps have the same vibe. You know it's gonna be like circle aim. It's gonna be very basic circle aim. But holy crap, what is the spacing on some of these patterns? They are insane. What the hell? As you can see, our commentators have not seen the pool beforehand.
No,
Oh,
it's just this map has been in the pool for so long already. I legit forgot what this kind of map it was. As you said earlier, it's not like this map is known. It's just like how would
Not
you
well
really,
known.
Yeah, but it's like also like how would you really describe it? It's precision, sure, but like
It's
low BPM
precision,
precision,
the
low
map,
precision, low BPM precision. I guess a little bit awkward. Like I've seen some pretty awkward angles here, or like pretty linear patterns as well. But yeah, overall the song's pretty calm in my opinion. Like it's pretty chill.
Yeah, I mean, when in doubt, just go for the Hyun song, honestly. Definitely one of the more basic maps in the pool, one of the less crazy maps in the pool. I say that as we get into the KI where Stupid Femboy's cursor is going absolutely insane right now, but yeah, overall, the consistency is really going to be key here. I can definitely see this map being one of those maps that even the strongest seeds will be able to find shit misses on this. Because of the spacing just being that big, it just makes this map super RNG to hit. But yeah, that is going to be the Hard Rock 3 coming to the end of this map.
Oh god.
You guys both picked it up.
Still me.
Mirage called it a Nova 2, you called it a Hard Rock 3.
Oh, did I say Hard Rock 3? Oh shit. Wait, fuck. Okay, well, anyways, going to the actual Hard Rock 3, it's gonna be only featuring Sasha, Sloan. If you guys can see the Mappool VC, you can see that Mirage put here. Chat is gonna hate Hard Rock 3, so
Unfortunately,
let's
they don't see
preface
it.
this by saying I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, they don't see it, but yeah, everyone. Welcome to Hard Rock 3. We had tech last week, so you know what that means. Yep, we're going back to old. And what kind of
Hell
old that is. This has a rap section later on, so you know the BPM will be all over the place. Okay, let's get over it, right? 138 BPM, although there's a rap section later, as I mentioned, so it's not pretty accurate. 3 minutes in drain time. CS 5.9, AR10, OD10. Yeah, this map is rough, but not mechanically, more so on the accuracy side of things. This is an accuracy check for sure. Like, no doubts about it. Not only is it long, but it's also at this very awkward alt BPM, and I think right after this section we'll get into the into the rap section where it gets like very weird.
Yep. Really, Hard Rock Comfort is gonna be key on this map, which Hard Rock Alt is not something that many people are used to, but we're getting into the rap section as Mirage mentioned. Still rather similar patterns, just with now the addition of triangles into this map.
It gets pretty relentless at buying of a few seconds per record, or it just keeps on going and going.
Don't you just love hip hop alt? I think this is the best skill set of all time.
No.
Oh, well, I guess some people don't like hip hop alt chat.
Yeah, as you can already see, even our replay is dropping multiple hundreds in this section. It is a very rough map in terms of accuracy at least.
Inya is good.
Yeah, Inya is really good at the game, but yeah, the act though. Oof, it's rough. It's rough.
Bruh, yep, definitely. I can't wait for this to get banned, honestly.
Yeah. Honestly.
I can't wait for this to get banned.
Not only not only is it alt, but it's also the type of alt that's hard to hack. But
it's also like not a good song alt. You know what I
Whoa,
mean?
whoa, let's not be hating on rap.
I don't
Not
actually hate
hating
the
on it.
song. I actually don't hate the song
Okay,
that
but
much,
like
to be
it's not as good as other alt songs.
Okay, like the other frame of reference here is Nugent's Ditto, and I do not like Nugent's Ditto.
You're just a hater.
So like,
You're
so
just
like,
a hater.
so like,
You're just a
so
hater.
like, I don't know what we're talking about. Anyways, yeah, nothing burger for the last quarter of the map. So yeah.
This is gonna be the kind of map which teams are like higher seeds, like just to skill cap people on, cause like holy fuck.
No, this is the kind of map that high-seeded teams don't pick because they don't want to listen to the song. Anyways, let's move on to the DT pool. Was yada 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 was Mappool. Yeah, you know the drill. Hopefully this DT pool is short, which I think it kind of is. But yeah, let's kickstart with this DT pool with DT1 Sakura I Love You by Kana Nishino.
Man, I can't take that seriously anymore. Okay, anyways. I mean, you just read out the name. I know what. Goddamn.
Sakura I Love You?
I thought you were gonna read out this name as well.
Okay, anyway, everyone. DT1. This week, it will be AR 10.1. You read that correctly. We're gonna have high AR reading.
Oh.
Woo! Except no one can play it after CSR, so what's the point? Anyways. Drain time about 2 minutes 40 seconds. As I mentioned already, AR 10.1, OD 9.1, CS4. This is the fastest map in the pool, clocking in at around 264 BPM, making it a pretty speed aim type of map. Combined with the high AR, this should be pretty rough for, well, speed cap players.
Like me.
Yeah. Usually you'll be able to at least, you know, sacrifice the act because of your speed cap. But this time around, it's also combined with like very high AR. So like, you could still combo game if you can read the AR, but like, yeah, good luck with that.
Get your gamma ready. Get your gamma ready.
Get your gamma ready, everyone.
This is the highest SR map in the pool, coming in at 5.74 stars. The second highest being also being in the DT pool, which we will see later on. But it is sort of at this SR where, you know, DT starts being more distinguished as a skill set, where higher BPM starts to be a crutch for some of the, or starts to be a limiting factor for some of these players, especially the AR10, as you mentioned before, Mirage. You know, AR10 sure, but AR 10.1, that's where it gets a bit dicey. And when you tag alongside, you know, the 264 BPM, I mean, that is not by no means even close to a comfortable BPM for some of these players. So it's in these sort of maps where, you know, sure, you can hit it, sure, you can flick your cursor, but can you do it consistently? That's gonna be the difference breaker, especially when it comes to, you know, a higher seed who is generally gonna be more able to hit these skill cap maps.
Luckily for the players this week, however, the DT1 is not mechanically like difficult if you can like take it past the speed and like the AR part. Well, it is still relatively low SR, low SR for like DT1s, so yeah. Mechanically, it's not like the craziest thing in the world, but it does have some requirements for you to in order to play this map properly.
Yeah, just at the end of the day, pure skill cap the name of the game. It's at this juncture of pooling at this SR, DT becomes one of those slots where, you know, you can pool your high SR maps. Especially given how, you know, the amount of maps that we can pool are also diversified. But enough about DT1, let's move into our DT2. Coming in at 240 BPM, it's going to be stand up, stand up. Jesus Christ, these DT names are awful. 69 Days 74 featuring Komiya Mao is going to be DT2 and the shortest map in the pool.
Yep.
Oh, I fucking know this map. I know this map.
Yep, it's another one of those like known maps. This week's DT2 will be much slower than last week. This clocks in at 241 BPM, CS 3.4, AR 9.7. But yeah, the map kind of speaks for itself already. It's pretty relentless in its bursts. Obviously, being lower BPM means bursts will be longer and perchance even more relentless.
Dude, you need to stop saying relentless, bro. Every time you say relentless, I think of Corsic, and this is not.
Bro,
be nice.
I said it the second time, and that's only for speed maps only, anyways.
All right. Anyways.
What, you want me to say?
Very intense, very relentless, very intense, difficulty-wise. All of the difficulty really constrained into this 1 minute long KI, and the entire map is the KI. So definitely going to be the most coin flipping map in the pool. In fact, I could definitely see people double tapping the shit out of this map. Can't wait for the 86% parry, 86% FC parry cosplays out there. But yeah, we're already at the end of the map, so let's jump straight into the DT3. It's gonna be Rondo Prayers. I believe this map was from 6WC. The extra diff of this was the 6WC finals No Mod 3. I played this map in match Cha-Ching. So did Aquatic, and he lost that match. Loser. This is the hard diff of that map. And of course, this is by the one, the only Amethyst. I'm sorry, Aquatic, I love you. Mirage, take it away.
Yay! Alright, DT3 time. This week's DT3 will be also slower than last week. Wow, we're downgrading in speed. Clocking in at only 217 BPM. This is about 2 minutes long. CS 3.5, so on the generous side. AR 9.7, nothing too crazy there. OD will be sitting at 9.1, so a little bit more on the strict side, but yeah. Name of the game is still finger control, and yeah. Unlike last week though, this is slightly less of a doubles only spam. There's also some triplets and quints mixed in between. But yeah, this might be slightly more comfortable for our players this week because it's generally lower BPM than last week's 247 PM. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how our players perform against this week.
Yep, this definitely one of the easier maps in the pool, if I do say so myself. 210, 220 BPM, definitely not the most outlandish idea for most of these players. And of course, the finger control isn't too intensive. Of course, you have a lot of these doubles, a lot of these triples, which will trip you up if you're not comfortable on the BPM. But I think at least the speed threshold is not as high as, say, the Nomad 1 or DT1 that we've seen before. And I mean, understandably so, this is the lowest SR map of the DT pool, sort of to make up for the underweightage of finger control in this economy. But yeah, this map, I mean, nothing much more to be said, I think. Huge shoutouts to Mirage Fire for the incredible replay.
Yay! I'm a speed player, everyone. Yeah!
Real and true. Real and
now,
true.
please
man.
start banning speed map against me. Thank you very
No,
much.
Mirage, you need to be subtle about it, and then they'll start batting.
Oh, okay.
Thanks,
And then you also need Gammy to gaslight your opponent for you.
Oh,
that's
okay.
so real. That's so real.
Totally didn't happen before.
Yeah. So please do me. Please kindly do me that favor for my next match, Gammy, whenever that will be.
I got you, which means never.
Yeah, basically never. Actually, no, I'm going to retire, so I'm going to go back to the tournament play.
No!
What do you mean, no?
CDC is so dead. CDC is a tourney player.
Yeah, we already established that this is our last tournament, right? Right?
Oh shit. God damn it.
God damn. Wow, that map that map just ended abruptly.
Gammy, go.
Alright, that we come to the end. Wait, no, we don't. Fuck. Wait, no. Okay, I've been hating on DTs this entire tournament, but this is the one DT map that I actually like. This is a banger. It is a certified hook classic, and guess what? You know him, you love it. It's a Prody DT4 custom presenting from Descendants. That's right, Disney Descendants. We put Disney in the pool. It is gonna be Ways to be Wicked. Gonna be a old map DT4. Prody's take on an old map DT4. When Prody pitched this to me, I instantly fell in love with the concept, and well, here we are.
Oh.
Guys, this song was my childhood. This song was literally my childhood.
Oh.
I see Kid idiot.
This DT4 is it's a little bit crazy, alright everyone. Well, as mentioned previously already, it's an old map, so you know that's gonna be gimmicky by nature. It is AR 8.3 after DT, and CS 6. So this will test you on both a little bit of precision and reading. And given that it's an old map, you can, yeah, it's pretty linear. It's kind of awkward, and it's like weirdly mapped.
There's so many wiki. I think the main difficulty of this song isn't gonna be all of these, you know, weird patterns. It's gonna be not trying to sing along. Holy fuck, this song is so good. I love Descendants. I love Disney. Oh my god. Okay, but all jokes aside, all this is probably one of the most experimental maps. In fact, probably the most experimental map that we've done from Project Hexagon thus far. Really, this is one of Prody's few takes on, you know, old map mapping, and there were a lot of tweaks that went into this map, you know, balancing the map overall, finding more interesting patterns to make the map more interesting, to make use of this like old map DT4 concept. And I think at the end of the day, we really enjoyed how this came out. I think me personally, being a resident DT4 enjoyer, I mean, this is definitely one of my favorite maps in the pool. We come into a bit of a funny reading section, so do practice this map. But yeah, we come into our final KI, and as you'll see in a bit, yep, the aim gets pretty intense. This would be wicked.
Unusual, but taking control.
So many ways to be wicked. Oh, the jumps in this map are so brutal, and it perfectly encapsulates what you expect from a old map DT4. It is just incredibly fun. And I see my goat 969 in chat. But yeah, with that is going to be the end of the DT pool, and what a way to end the DT pool, honestly. Thank you once again to Prody for the banger map. I absolutely adore this map, and I'm sure, and I hope you guys do enjoy it too. But we're going back to back with customs. Ladies and gentlemen, do you guys know who Verti is? I mean, do you guys know who Halby is? Both Malaysian mappers, established Malaysian mappers in the 6-digit community, and they have come to us with a collab this time. You know, if you guys are feeling disappointed about there not being any free mod 3s, not to worry. This free mod 3 is going to be your 175, you know, techie, all the classic, wild card pick that you expect from Free Mod 3 is gonna be Seashell. My. Let's jump straight into it.
We gotta work on these introductions.
My,
baby.
But yeah, this week we have another custom. Well, yeah, we have a custom Free Mod 1 as mentioned previously already. 175 BPM, 2-minute in drain time. Yes, it's another short map. Crazy, isn't it? CS 3.5 and AR 9. So, hard rock players don't have to suffer with like minuscule CS, but yeah, this map this week will be more on the it's kind of like a tapping type of map. It's well, first of all, it's tapping, duh, but it's also like kind of flowy and has some kick sliders here and there. There's also a really weird. There's also a reading section later on for the HC players, which is a kind of a trap if you don't if you side read it. So.
We hate side readers here.
In CDC Civilization, no one accounts for the sight readers.
Nobody accounts for the hard rock players.
I mean, to be completely honest with you, we're probably slightly more on the generous side with our CSs at least, unlike some other tournaments.
I think unironically, this map is very well balanced between hard rock and hidden. Like, the CS comes in at 3.5, which is very, very generous for the hard rock players. But yeah, I mean, amazing custom on this Free Mod 1. Had some bumpy spots here and there, but eventually we came to a very, very good balance between, overall playability as well as difficulty with this map. Initially, it was actually too easy for the pool. Shocker, I know, but yeah, eventually it came out to be a very, very fun map. I mean, and it's a C show as well, so you already know it's a banger. But yeah, once again, huge shoutouts to the Malaysian duo of Helby and Vertical Dude. And with that, we come to our final map of the standard pool. And what a way to, ruin the hype train that we've had going on. Because this Free Mod 2 is Amano Jaku 164 featuring Gumi. And it's the Mirage Fire attacks. And I hate this map.
Oh, wow.
Why it's very well known within old players, actually. I've seen this map in my first scrim from 6WC.
I don't actually know how often this has been used. I actually don't think this has been used that often. But,
yeah. I believe so.
Yeah. Talking a little bit about the map, this is... There's a pretty funny comment there. This is a classic anti-mod CS5 AR8. You know the thing, you know the deal. 200 BPM, about 3 minutes in drain time, so it's actually one of the longer maps in the pool. That's kind of shocking actually. But the name of the game this time around will just be anti-mod aim, so at least it's not alt unlike Basket.
Whoa, I love anti-mod!
I feel like players would probably score... Well, actually no. Players will probably be more comfortable on this one compared to last week, because yeah, it's not alt though. And hard rock players will just have to deal with like a high BPM anti-mod, which is pretty different from the hard rock 2 in this pool, which focuses more on the low BPM side of things. And unlike Hidden 2 for the hidden players, this is much more on the aim side. Slightly easier to read, but like yeah. Actually no, this is way easier to read, but there's some tricky patterns here and there as well. So.
Yep. Hi Yu, what's good in chat? Yeah, I mean Mirage did a pretty good job summing up the entirety of this map. Really, the most nothing burger map that we have in the pool. Even more nothing burger than No Mod 5 because Free Mod 2 is just that bad of a skill set. Cough cough. But yeah, I think a lot of older players will probably recognize this map, but there are no old players in chat right now, so yeah. Fun fact, I played this in my first scrim against Indonesia all the way back in 6WC 2023. So yeah, this is a very, very old map for me. In fact, I was quite surprised to see it in the pool actually.
Are you feeling old yet?
Yeah, I'm feeling absolutely fossilized. Damn, that was a terrible line. Do not clip me, chat. This tournament's pool looks so good. Aw, thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Means
much
a lot.
Credits to Mirage Fire.
Credits to the entire pooling team, Hoyen,
Yeah.
Philoxen, Inya, Mirage, and of course the extended pooling team for Cough Cough. Those who know.
What do you mean? This is the last tournament.
Oh yeah, that's true. There is no more tournament. But CDC is dead after this. But yeah, some reading patterns at the end to round it off. But yeah, at the end of the day, nothing too special to add on to the map. And yeah, I think with that, you guys might want to get ready because we have something pretty interesting planned for you guys. So with the final spinner coming in, ladies and gentlemen, this is the map you guys have been waiting for. So remember how, you know, the last tiebreaker, it took us 9 hours to animate it. It took Aquatic 9 hours to animate it. So what if I told you that CDC, Perry, and Aquatic took 15 hours over the span of 4 days to make not just our animations, but also our BGR. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Perry actually draws absolutely wild shit. Yep. Nomi came to us after mapping this round of 16 tiebreaker with an absolutely banger of a song. This absolute banger of a song. And Wilwam instantly fell in love with it. So, I mean, here we are. So, behold, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Following the last success of our video, Perry and Aquatic took it upon themselves to make the last review just as stunning as this one. So, presenting from Camelia's album Heart of Android, Crossing the Stars, Splitting the Sea. Ladies and gentlemen, we take you to the closed world as we bring you our finals tiebreaker, Tojita Sekai. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that was the finals tiebreaker of 6APC Tajita Sekai. This mapped, of course, by Nomi Nomu. Huge shoutouts once again. Special thanks to Aquatic and Perry for the incredible video. In case you guys are wondering why this pool SR is lower than that of the last pool, look, okay, it's an alt tiebreaker, it's a tech tiebreaker. Chat, we are not bad poolers. Anyways, before we close off, of course, any last words from Perry or Mirage? Perry, you want to go first?
What? I don't really know what to say. Oh, yeah. So the TV, right? So remember last round TV? We were like, shit, we don't have a custom background for the next TV. We don't have a custom video. They're expecting something from us. And then Aquatic and I got together and VC were like, we're gonna cook this. And I hope we did.
And they cooked it. Mirage, any last words to say to this chat, head pooler and all?
Well, thank you everyone for your feedback as always from last week as well. I read through all of them. I even discussed some of them as well. Huge thanks. Honestly, huge thanks to every single custom mapper we had so far, especially for the ones that have made a custom tiebreaker for us. Like it's quite incredible if you think about it. How many 6-digit tournament can you actually count on your hand that has like custom tiebreakers for 4 rounds in a row, you know?
Yeah, DJ Mac Grand Finals tiebreaker. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty incredible. Please give your thanks to the custom mappers. I think they all great. They've done a fantastic job so far. So, yeah.
We hope that you know, with this, I mean, even with just the overall enthusiasm of the mappers from 6APC, it really set a precedent and a standard for Project Hexagon projects. Funnily enough, moving forward, and of course, come 6WC. Come 6WC and all of our future projects, it definitely puts the pressure on us to outdo ourselves. So, yep, huge shoutouts once again to all of our mappers. I cannot stress that enough. Before we end off, of course, Aquatic, would you like to say your piece? Your weekly Aquatic complaint.
What I mean, honestly, Perry has said all that I really wanted to say. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed that video. Stay tuned for what we have prepared for grand finals, but don't expect too much from us. Pretty please. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, yeah, grand finals, unfortunately, is just DJ Matt, guys. I'm sorry. But with that, let's start thanking everybody. Of course, I already thanked Nomi, Perry, and Aquatic for the grand finals tiebreaker, but huge shoutouts to Prody, for the DT4, Helby and Vertical Dude for the free mod 1. Titty, of course, can't forget you with the absolute demoniacal no mod 4 that you provided us today. And that aside, moving on to our replayers, huge shoutouts to Topex Vlad, Perry, Floofy, we can't forget you, as well as Caveman. Am I forget? Oh yeah, and myself. Yeah, awesome stuff.
And me.
I don't think yeah, and Mirage. I don't think we're forgetting anyone. So yeah, once again, everybody, direct all your thanks to the pooling staff. As always, if you have any feedback, the pooling team or, you know, Mirage Fire himself is always happy to engage in a conversation as long as it's done politely and without any condescension. That's the keyword right there. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the bevy of matches that we have in finals. Pray that Philippines fumble and drop the bag and get mental boom and get knocked into losers bracket. No hate, no shade towards them whatsoever. My name has been Gammy Crayola. Joining me in the commentary booth, of course, the lovely Mirage Fire, Perry Crayola, and Aquatic. And until the grand finals pool showcase, until the final grand finals pool showcase, we will see you in the next stream. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.